Hello everyone, I'm Dragons After Dark, and today I'm just doing a fun little video showcasing some mock-ups I did for a pet battle mobile app. The pet community has been begging Blizzard for years to come up with a mobile app for pet battles, and while I can see some potential issues, I mean, look at how big our roster is now, I do think they could pull it off. But will they? There hasn't been much news regarding the new mobile app, Warcraft Arclight Rumble, at least nothing that I've heard. However, with the success of Diablo Immortal and the resurrection of the WoW companion app, I do hope they give it some consideration. So, let's take a look at some of my ideas, but keep in mind I am in no way a developer, so I have no idea how feasible some of this is. I was just having some post-dinner fun. Okay, so starting off, this is what the splash screen, I think it would be called, was just my idea for what it could look like. In the top left corner, you've got the options menu, and of course, because there are pets connected to the in-game shop, you could have a shop option below that, just like a pile of gold coins maybe. But this is all you would really need for the main menu. The reason I have it in landscape format is because that's going to be the best way for the pet battles to show up. So your pet battles are going to be in a landscape format because that's what makes the most sense with how all of your UI looks normally in-game. So obviously I just pulled what the character selection screen looks like from an image online of the WoW companion app character selection screen. Unlike the companion app though, because we're in landscaped format, that could give us an opportunity to have a little more fun with it. One of the things I was thinking is that in the options menu, you could have backgrounds that you could unlock, like if you log in every day for 30 days, you unlock a new background, or obviously you can purchase different backgrounds, or you can earn them through different activities in the game. I have the Shadowmoon Valley background here, but maybe you could do like the Horde background, or you could do Xandal. Like there's tons of ideas for backgrounds or fun backgrounds you could do that are pet battling related. I went with Shadowmoon Valley because of the garrison. I don't know if it's easier to load the character model with or without the transmog that you have in-game, but I was thinking if that adds a layer on, it might be easier to just have different transmog sets that you could select in the options, and that's what your character will pull up with. I just used the Nether or the Sprite Darter transmog as an example because it seems very pet related since we have a Sprite Darter hatchling pet. But I was also thinking it'd be fun to select a pet for your character to have out with them in the menu. Because I have the feline familiar selected as my favorite pet on Zufus, that's the pet I went with for this mock-up. But that was just some ideas to play around with to kind of make the app more personalized and a little more fun. Once you select your character, you go to the activity selection screen. So this is kind of all the things you could feasibly do in World of Warcraft with pet battles. You can select doing your world quests and dailies, your pet dungeons, or your pet battle PvP, and then maybe have a special notification box come up when Squirt is in your garrison so that you can go do some pet leveling while you're on your lunch break. I think that would be pretty cool. So if you choose the world quest and daily activity selection, you will then have to choose an expansion and where you want to go. That'll determine what options you have. Like if you go to Warlords of Draenor, obviously you're going to be able to select the Master Tamers. You can do your Garrison battle. In Legion, you've got the repeatable Legion Tamers or any of the regular Legion quests that come up. In Battle for Azeroth, it might be a little different. You'd have to have a section for the world quests that are up. But then you'd also have a section for all of the repeatable tamers because they're all pretty much repeatable except a few who their world quest have to be up. That way people can work on maybe their family battlers while they're on their break, things like that. So for PvP, I won't say it was the one I was the most excited to create, but I do think it's the one that would deserve the most attention, and obviously anything here could technically be implemented in game as well. I think expanding our PvP options for pet battles would be a great way to get more engagement. So I've got options here like duel, where you can just do 1 versus 1, one pet versus one pet. You go in and you get a quick battle done and out of the way. One of the things I like about this is it will kind of eliminate some of the meta pets. You're still going to have meta pets that are probably weather pets, but I think you're going to see a little bit more in way of dynamics. You're going to see more pets coming in that maybe you wouldn't see in a normal queue. Things that have dodge, deflection, and what have you, hoping to get that pet that has the weather abilities or big wind up, and like wind up, supercharged wind up. Like if you go against an Iron Starlet and you've got a pet that has dodge, you've kind of neutralized one of its biggest attacks. So I think that would be an interesting idea. Then you just have the traditional 3 versus 3. And then you could also have a Brawler of the Day option, and it would be the different families. So I have Dragonkin selected here, and this would mean that you would only have Brawler teams going into that particular selection, and it would only allow you to select Dragonkin pets. I think this would be a great way to help people get their Brawlers done, because it doesn't feel quite as bad losing to another Brawler team when you also have a Brawler team, if that makes sense. That way you're not losing against super meta teams that are going to wipe the floor with your, I don't know, your mechanical team if they've got a bunch of elementals or things like that. And then you can have a daily challenge option where you win 5 battles with a team of X, Y, and Z pet. However, overall, I think one of the changes I would like to see to Pet Battle PvP for any of these options here, in-game, anywhere, is that once you've been in the queue for maybe 3 minutes on the mobile app and 5 minutes in-game, just to kind of make it fair, because on mobile app you're running with a limited battery. Anyway, 3 minutes mobile app, 5 minutes in-game. Once you get to that threshold, I think the games should push an option for you to match up against an AI opponent. And I wouldn't even consider this if it wasn't for Comp Stomp. In Comp Stomp, you're a player battling against AI, and you're still getting honor. So if we're considering something like that, PvP, I definitely think that there's room in Pet Battle PvP to have this option. That way people are not sitting in these ridiculously long queues, which would absolutely kill any potential on the mobile app. And I think having this implemented in-game as well would help revitalize the Pet Battle PvP scene, as well as maybe some of these options. This is an example of what the pet selection screen would look like. I think it would be a great idea to kind of riff off of the way the journal looks with Rematch. So if you go into the Brawler queue, this would be the only one selected, and you'd have to choose from your list of battle pets here. You would still have a search bar. I imagine you would need to get rid of the filter option. That might be a little more difficult to pull off. And over here, I've got it displayed on perhaps what trainer you are going to be going against. That way you can see her. Maybe if you touch those, it'll show you what pets she's battling, but chances are you kind of know what your team is going to be. Obviously, these will be your selections over here for you to pick. And I would imagine this would need to be more fit to screen than this small. I just didn't want to stretch it out to fit the screen. That being said, I don't think we would be able to save any teams without absolutely nuking the memory on a phone. You would need to create a new team each time you went to a different battle. Obviously, if you're in the same battle, you can just leave the pets in here. There could be maybe this would be a heal button instead of the filter button. and you can just hit battle directly from here and that'll send you into the battle. But this was kind of my idea for what the pet selection would look like. But that's gonna be it. Like I said, a quick and fun video showcasing some of my ideas that might work for a pet battle mobile app. So what do you think? Would you like to see a pet battle mobile app? Do you have any fun ideas you'd like implemented if we got one? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for stopping by and happy battling!